Hello guys, it's Miss Irving, and today we are learning about something different. We're learning about earthquakes. And I don't know if you have ever experienced earthquakes or if you've heard about them, but I'm curious to know what do you know about them? Do you know how they're created? We can kind of feel an earthquake happening because the ground around us will start to shake and maybe the stuff inside our house will start to shake. I've never been in an earthquake. But we have built a contraption here that is actually going to mimic an earthquake. And then we have 3 different types of houses. And then we're going to test to see how they are built and how they're built helps them or hurts them when it comes to an earthquake. And then we'll talk about the coding. So first, let's test out this earthquake. And what's going to happen, and I'll explain more details of how we did this, is it's going to go up in speed. And so it's going to do 5 different speeds, which are kind of like the magnitudes. And magnitude is how we can measure how bad an earthquake is. So there's 5 different magnitudes that it's going to go for 2 seconds. Then it's going to stop and then go up a higher magnitude, stop, and then go up a higher magnitude. And it's going to do that 5 times. And so then we're going to try to see if this will fall over, and if it does, at what magnitude. And you can see the magnitude listed here. All right, well, it looks like at the 5 magnitude, this one was toast. So let's see about this one. Oh, it's starting to shake. Oh, and there it goes at 3. Interesting. Okay. Now let's see this one. And you'll see the base is a little bit different. Interesting. So this one didn't fall at all. So let's talk about these just briefly. We saw that this shorter one, it fell at the very highest magnitude, but it still lasted a little bit longer than this one because it's so tall. It fell over at about 3. And this one had a very unique base, and that base kind of helped it survive all the different magnitudes. So let's talk about the coding here. So it looks like this is our pop-up, that white box, and so it's going to start at 0, and then the rest of the coding is in our yellow loop here, and we have a number here that says 5, so it looks like this loop is going to go 5 times. And now what this is saying is, so it has this number block, but it has a plus, and that means it's going to keep going up. So it's going to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, because it's going to go 5 times because of that loop. And then the speed is going to go whatever that white box says it will. So if the white box says 1, then the speed is going to go 1. And then it's going to go for 2 seconds. Then it's going to wait for 1 second. And then it'll do it all over again, but with a higher speed. So how I want you guys to kind of interact with this at home is I want you to do some research on earthquakes. You can do that online with your parents' permission, or you can ask your parents, see what they know about it, and then learn about where do earthquakes come from, what causes them, where in the world can we feel earthquakes, because I've personally never felt one here in Minnesota, so where could you feel earthquakes? And then another question I want you to kind of figure out is, how have people built houses or big buildings to be able to survive earthquakes? Because there's some parts of the world where earthquakes happen quite a bit. So how have they designed buildings kind of like this to be able to survive the different magnitudes? So yeah, I'll see you next time.